Hi, I'm Tia, and we got some great stories for you this week on UTA Spotlight. The Central Library has new robots that make it easy for us to communicate in and away from campus. These robots can be checked out for up to 3 hours at a time.
Starting today, UTA Central Library will have Tell-Me robots available for checkout to help increase connectivity between faculty and students in and away from campus.
One of the things we focus on here at the library is looking for innovative ways. And so we looked towards telepresence robots as one innovative way to meet a student need.
We have really made our focus all about create, explore, innovate, connect. Those are the things that this library is really focusing on.
Telepresence robots allow distant users an increased level of engagement.
So with our telepresence robot, the user has control. It sounds like a simple thing, but when you have the ability to decide who you're looking at, where you're going, you actually feel a bit more like you're there in person.
These Tell-Me robots can be very helpful to online and distant students.
We really hope to give our students the ability to connect, to engage, to establish those connections which are so important in a college environment, especially for our students at a distance.
It's going to benefit students because it's going to give them that chance, especially our online students, our distant students, to interact one-on-one with other students on campus in a way that they haven't been able to before.
Another great thing about these innovative robots is that you can move them around yourself using a video-audio connection and a control mechanism. For UTA News, Karen Ballesteros.
Students, faculty, and staff members interested in running one, they're now available. A new wave of superheroes and historical characters arrived to the 6th floor of the Central Library. This exhibit began March 16th and it will continue through the second week of August.
You're going to see the cover of it.
Dr. Conway is passionate about Mexican culture, and studying graduate school in San Diego, Tijuana was the go-to destination.
Go to bookstores, get some Mexican food. I just enjoyed it so much. And I noticed these street kiosks, street vendors selling bagfuls of Mexican comics, and I became fascinated by them.
His passion for collecting old comic books comes from the sense they belong to a vanished world, where we didn't have screens and internet.
I'm a little bit nostalgic for the pleasure of paper, for the pleasure of paper photography, and in this case, the pleasure of physical comics. I think there's something beautiful about the artifact, the actual physical object of the comic.
A lot of what's in this collection are comics about Mexican history. Comics about Emiliano Zapata, Pancho Villa, La Malinche, Hernan Cortés, and other moments in Mexican history.
I was interested in how Mexican history was being represented in these comics.
Dr. Conway wanted people to walk away from this exhibit with a sense of major historical events and the knowledge of world-renowned figures.
You come here interested in comics, and hopefully you come away learning a little bit about Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz.
Visitors to the exhibit get the chance to learn through the colorful pages of comics.
Walking around, it's like they've taken the history and they put it in comic books, which I think is really fascinating because it's like a cool way to learn.
It's hard to pick a favorite from all of his collection, as hard as picking between your children.
Collecting is a kind of disease. It's hard to stop.
Reporting for UTA News, Froy Guerrero.
Students are encouraged to go check it out in their free time. It's 7 weeks until graduation and students are already preparing for their big day.
Last week was Grad Week on campus for graduating seniors. Students were to visit the UTA bookstore and purchase their cap and gown. Each college has their own tassel with different colors to represent their different areas of study. This week was not just for cap and gown, but also announcements and class rings. Students who will walk the stage are excited their time has finally come.
I'm actually relieved, because it's been so long. I'm really excited finally getting out of here.
Over the past year, the design of the cap and gown has gone through several changes. Originally, the gown was just a simple black design. Now the sleeves are blue with an orange trim and a pendant instead of a basic zipper.
So when commencement occurs, it really, after 4 years or 5 or however long it took to get your degree, now you really have a special regalia that just puts the exclamation point on that event, that accomplishment that you got in your life.
This semester is not only a time for graduation preparation, but also thinking of plans after their last class.
I do plan on getting a job. Right now, Target is looking like the best option for me. I had an interview with them a couple days ago, and it looks really good.
Jessica Stroud, UTA News.
If you're a graduating senior who missed out on purchasing your cap and gown, there's still time. From robots to grad week, back to Mexican comics, UTA continues to provide students many opportunities and events to stay engaged. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of UTA Spotlight. Until next week, I'm Neda Tia.